Assalamualaikum students, this is your first lecture in English literature for the month of September. Today we are going to start with comprehension. The chapter is How Money Began, taken from your book Cranford Language Toolkit on page number 9. Now this chapter tells us about the history of money, that how and when the idea of money came. Also the need of inventing money, that is why there was a need to invent coins and currency notes. In the first paragraph, the author tells us about bartering, that is the early form of buying and selling. It means that before money, people acquired and exchanged goods through a system of bartering which involves the direct trade of goods and services. In the second paragraph, it is explained that although people were selling and buying goods through the ancient system of bartering, but there was a problem. And what was that? The problem with the bartering was that it was very laborious, and it means that if a farmer wants to exchange a sack of wheat for a pair of shoes from a shoemaker, why? Because he is in need of a pair of shoes, he has to carry that heavy sack of wheat along with him. Also, he has to find someone who thinks a sack of flour is a fair trade, or you have to offer him something else that is a common value for everyone. So we can see cattle, a common value for everyone, that is in many ancient communities a decision was made that animals can be considered as a common value for everyone. That is, a person could buy a warrior's armor shield if he offers 100 oxen in its place. Similarly, one can buy a servant, that is a human being, in exchange of 4 oxen. So animals, or you can say cattle, were of common interest for everyone in those ancient days of trade. Here also the author wants to tell us that in those ancient times of bartering, it was China, and that was making money from metal coins as early as 12th century BC. But those coins were made of cheap metals. Therefore, to solve this issue, government decided to place a value for each coin and also gave a confirmed and fixed shape and design, and these coins were tied up together through a hole made in each of the coins. In this paragraph, the author pointed out towards a problem, that is when large purchases were involved. So the coins made of silver or gold were used, and they could not be counted as the metal coins, but they were to be weighed, and this was a huge problem, and it was a quite tiresome procedure. So in order to avoid this tedious procedure of weighing, the banknotes were developed by China. Now these banknotes developed by China came into the market officially in 9th century AD, and the government of China took the responsibility and assigned a special value and a specific value to them equal to number of metal coins. Well, elaborating the same point, we must say that it was China who gave us such a convenient form of money, that is banknotes, that remained in use for many centuries even today. If we make any transaction in banks, the banknotes remind us of China. Now we come to paragraph number 5. The author explains that how successful the system of metal coins became in Eastern Europe. They actually followed China, and in doing so they started making coins of gold and silver, which actually earned them a good reputation in the market. So students, we can say that money system which we use nowadays came from China, that is in terms of simple metal coinage and banknotes, and also from European cities in terms of gold and silver coinage. Coins made of precious metals like gold, silver, and also made of bronze were used over 2000 years, as you can see in the picture. The author also tells us about the theft and corruption of that time, that what people used to do, they started making coins with some other materials which looked like gold and silver. but they were not real gold and silver. That is, they were imitations, and this created a bad image and actually devalued the value of the real coins. Also, people used to chip off some of the variable metals from the coins. So government took notice of this theft and ordered the concerned authorities to reissue those metal coins and melt all the used ones. Now students, in the last para of the chapter, the author tells us a very important key factor, that is buying power. As we have already come to know through this comprehension that with the passage of time, metal coins lost their values as cheap metals or imitations of real metals were in use. So government decided to determine and fix their value. Also, an official mark was stamped on these coins. So students, you must have observed that silver coins are made not from silver but from some cheaper copper based material. Similarly, the banknotes have official stamps on them. And then we can say that we are actually following the pattern of China in terms of model coins and banknotes. Hope you have understood the chapter. Now let's do some question answers. Here the question answers have been given to you. Identify and write down the reasons why the money developed by China proved so successful, and why the money produced later by the other countries also proved successful, and why in the end our money today follows the Chinese model so closely. So it has been described in the passage. And now here is a summary. You can also use the note, that is whatever I have given you in the answer, it can be done, but you can also begin your summary like this, that although the Chinese used cheap metals of coins, the state had to guarantee the value. From this you can start your summary and write down in your own points. Thank you so much.